discovering of Dobbins Air Force Reserve Base? What was the problem?
Season started and everyone that's here today. Just from a personal standpoint, I've said this many times, when I joined the organization, I never met Snit. First time I met him was actually at my press conference, and he came to support me. And the partnership, the friendship, the success we've had together has been one of the great joys and honors in my career. And you know, to be here today and to get to continue to work with SNIT in a front office role, and we get to continue that partnership and relationship is going to be a privilege, certainly. So with that, SNIT, I want to say congrats to an amazing run, amazing career, and hopefully a lot more years of success here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And I'd like to call up Terry to make a few comments.
Yeah, thank you. Am I on here?
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. Today, we celebrate and honor not only one of the most accomplished managers in the history of our franchise, but also one of the finest people to ever wear the Braves uniform, Brian Snitker. You know, in an era where loyalty in professional sports is rare, Brian's story is remarkable. Nearly 5 decades with the organization as a player, a coach, minor league manager, and ultimately as the leader of our major league club. In just 10 seasons as Braves manager, he led the club to a remarkable 7 postseason appearances, 6 division crowns, and a World Series championship in 2021 that will live forever in the hearts and minds of our Braves country. But beyond the wins, beyond the trophies and banners, Brian leaves behind a legacy of character. He developed a clubhouse culture built on respect. He treated this organization as his family, and in turn, he became a part of all of our lives. I want to recognize Brian's family. The life of a baseball player and manager isn't easy, as we all know. And Brian, your success is the result of the love and support of Ronnie, Aaron, and Troy. I know you can't wait to spend more time with them and your beautiful grandkids. And I also want to say thank you, Ronnie, for your lifetime of support that you have given to Brian, and a special thanks for the thousands of fans and employees you have helped over the years. And now, Brian, this is a little unusual. Would you and Ronnie please come and join me right here? Hug your sweetie. You know, on behalf of the Braves organization, I want to say thank you, Brian. Thank you for your decades of service and for your leadership. And while we won't see you in the dugout every night, we are grateful that you will still be with us in this organization, advising us on the future of our ball club. I have no doubt that you're going to get restless at home. And I also know how much you love your Ford truck. So we want you to ride around in style in a brand new pickup truck from Akins Ford. And we have a set of keys here for you. The new Ford truck is out there waiting on you. So, yeah. Yeah, and you know, we know how much you and Ronnie enjoy traveling together, especially to the Hawaiian Islands. So we're sending you both on an all-expenses paid trip to Hawaii, which includes 2 first-class round-trip tickets from your friends at Delta, and we hope that you'll enjoy that. And in lieu of some leis around your necks, this is some beautiful flowers for, and I know how much. We talked about how much Ronnie enjoys flowers, so thank you very much. And finally, and most importantly, we look forward to welcoming you and your family and friends from across Braves country when we induct you into the Braves Hall of Fame early next season, Brian. So, Brian, you've given your life to this organization, and these gifts are just a small token of our appreciation for all that you've given us. You will always be a Brave forever. You too, Ronnie. And this organization will always be your home. You go back.
Well, thanks, Terry. Guys, I appreciate you being here. Just give me a minute. 3 years ago, I signed the extension, and this, when I signed it, this was to be my last year, and I was kind of excited about it because I thought, well, it's going to put a reality to it, and I was really good with it. I was very appreciative that, honestly, I never thought I'd manage one day in the major leagues, let alone 10 years. I never thought I'd hoist a trophy. Or be around a group of guys that, that makes this so special. Because, it's about the players. And we've been fortunate here to have probably the greatest group of players, coaches, the whole building is, and I said this after we won the World, it literally takes a whole building to do something special, and I've been blessed to be around great people within the Atlanta Braves organization. Everybody in that clubhouse, the player, it's about the players. God, the relationships and the friendships that I'll have the rest of my life for that group or the players, and it's so special. I'm excited to continue to be a part, and I saw a couple of them the other day, and it's like, you're not getting rid of me. I'm still going to be here. I'm going to be in spring training. I'm excited about this new role. Until, and this is the truth, until like the last 3 weeks of this season, I know you can ask the coaches, I talked about, this being my last year, but I think when you're sitting in this seat and you're in the heat of the battle, I don't know, and I said, I'm going to need a little time after that last out to really decide what I want to do. And, I don't think, and it was after I got home and I got to decompress a little bit that, I did decide that this is the right move, because I said, if you wait to retire till you're ready to retire, you never will. And I figured that out. And I know in my medias, when I was asked, it's like, I've never been through this. I hated that I lost my biggest supporter, my go-to guy. I lost him, but I could still go sit with him and talk to him, but I couldn't, I needed that probably more this past month than I ever have in all the years that I've been managing. So, in my mind, I'm ready for this next step. I don't think I'm, like I said, it's one of those things. I think if you wait to do it till you're ready, you never will. And, I'm ready for this next step. I'm grateful, because I was appreciative 3 years ago, because it puts a little light on it, because I said, now I have a definitive, because I didn't, it was a little clarity for me that this would be it, and it took a while after, because you get in game mode and that game adrenaline, and I'm sitting in this seat and I'm sitting in that office, and my focus is on today and winning that game, and just like I always told the players, it's like you're never guaranteed tomorrow, so the most important day you have is today, and you do everything you can, and you suck the life out and you win today's game, and then worry about tomorrow. And I think, but after sitting around those few days and kind of reflecting and all, You know what? It is. I'm ready for this next challenge and the next stage of my career, and I'm grateful for Terry and the Braves for allowing that to happen here, and to always be a Brave, and I will. I said an old friend of mine and colleague told me one time, it's just like once a Brave, always a Brave, and man, that's true. There's nothing like it, and so I'm grateful for the opportunities I've had here. Like I said, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have been with some of the greatest guys in the world for 10 years. And I've saw, some of you guys, I've saw every pitch, every play, every at bat that you've had in the major leagues. And for that, I love it, because you guys are the greatest there is. And, but it's going to be, I say, I'm excited. I'm excited for this new chapter in my life, because I think at some point in time, everybody has to have that. So I'm blessed that I can do it here in a place where I was born and raised with this organization, and to continue to help any way I can for those guys sitting out there for, when the next year's team. Appreciate it. Thank you all for being here, and it means the world. It means the world to, and this thing's about relationships and friendships. I said, the job's not hard to leave. The relationships and experiences and all that's what's tough. Not seeing guys every day and working relationships. And we got an unbelievable team here that we work with, from, we got the greatest trainers, strength coaches, video guys that I nuzzle up to all the time. They're kind of my sounding boards. It's everybody, the clubhouse kids, the clubhouse staff, the media. And to thank the media. I thank you guys. I know it's not an easy job, me sitting here, you sitting over there. You got to do, but you guys have been great, and I appreciate everything that you did for me, and how you handled things and the tough times. But you guys were all great, and I appreciate everything you've done for me. And too, there's relationships there. The TV guys, the people that you see every day. That put us on the air. I've made some unbelievable relationships and friendships there, that just people that I love to death. So, honey, thank you. God, again, I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you.
Job.
We will take questions. Mitch has a mic, so if you'll wait for him to get to you, if you'll just identify yourselves and your organizations. Mark Bowman, MLB.com.
Snip, was there a moment when you left here Sunday, were you still kind of up in the air? Was there a moment Monday? Was there a moment Tuesday? Did something just hit you?
Yeah, Mark, it did. And it's like I told you guys, as we were winding this thing down, you get in that game mode and the adrenaline rush and everything. But you know what? I kind of had to sit there with myself Monday night, all day, and be realistic. And it's like, what? I asked myself, can you go through this again? And because there were times, this was a rough year, obviously, through no fault of anybody's. This was and I am so proud of the guys for handling it the way they did, the professionalism, the work ethic, which is something I always said in spring training. And when I address the team, it's like, I don't worry about them guys, ever worry about that team not getting their work in, because these guys they love to compete. They love baseball. I tell the story, I remember in 21 when we won the World Series, it's the dead of September, it's hot, everybody's tired, and I went outside, and the pitchers and Ozzie and Dansby, they're doing pickoffs, and not because they were told to, because they wanted to, and that's just, it speaks volumes. But I just, the long season, it got to where I was worrying about all the wrong things. It just, the travel, it wasn't as much fun or as easy as I used to enjoy packing and going to the other cities, walking around, and all that kind of became harder to do. And I talked to other managers that had retired, and I was like, what was it? And most of the calming thing was the travel. And I just, the day in, day out grind and all, I just was realistic with myself, I think, in the last couple of days. And then I talked to Alex yesterday, and I as much as I wanted to go, you know what, when I sat myself down and the reality was, and then it's kind of like yesterday when I told my grandsons, I thought they were going to club me over the head, and they're like, you mean you can come to our games in the spring and the summer? And I said, yes, I can. And they were excited. Because I said earlier, I missed everything my kids did. And one of the things I didn't want to do was miss everything that they did. And now I'm going to get a chance to do all that. I'm going to get a chance to, if Ronnie and I want to go to somewhere in April, May, June, we can. So, yeah, it's going to be hard. Oh, absolutely, and it'll be okay this winter until February 15th or something like that, when one of the things I'd love to do is that drive to spring training. Which, you know what, I'm still going to do it. So I'm still going to be there. So, it's when I was true to myself, yeah, you may think in the heat of the battle, yeah, I want to do this again. But it's like when I was honest with myself, I was like, you know what, this is the right thing.
Go ahead, David.
Hi, Snit.
Hey, Dave.
Congratulations on the next chapter. Not many guys get to go out on their own terms. Did you feel like, were you appreciative of, Alex told us a few weeks ago this was basically up to you. Did you feel like it was up to you, and are you appreciative of the fact?
Yeah, I'm very appreciative of everything that Alex and allowed me to do, and like I said, this, I needed to sit down with myself, and, Ronnie and I talked, and I just felt there was some things that, that maybe I wasn't me. And so, yeah, I feel good about this.
Go ahead.
Snit, you mentioned Bobby. I'm not even sure you mentioned his name, but we knew who you were talking about.
Yeah.
Are there any lessons that you can remember from watching his similar transition and that you've thought about during this time?
And I'm pretty much stepping into the role he had prior to, his incident. And you know what? I talked to Pam yesterday. And the last thing she said, it was, and it's going to be hard for me to transition into this. I'm not lying. I've been doing this for 50 years. But she said once he got going with this exactly, he said he loved it. And I'm looking forward to the same thing, maybe, get to go out and look at an amateur player every now and then, something like that. I'm kind of looking forward to going back into the minor leagues and seeing some of our young prospects and find where the next Ozzie Albies or Spencer Strider is, things like that. So, she did tell me that he said once he got the hang of this position, he really, really, and I could tell he did, because I know he loved, I remember he'd jump in a car with Perry and they'd go in spring training and go see a high school or college pitcher somewhere. And you know what, those things are fun. And you just get away from the day in, day out grind that that we are. I said we're all comfortably miserable in this game, so, but it's what we do, how we're wired, and what we love. And probably one of the things I'll miss is rolling over in bed worrying about where Drake Baldwin's going to hit the next day. Or, what's Spencer's pitch count going to be, or, is Joe available to pitch today after 2 in a row, or, what Lope or Michael, where am I going to hit him, and things like that. So those are the things that, I think you miss as much as anything. But, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a happy time.
Barrett Salee, 680 The Fan. That's kind of what I was going to ask, but specifically, what are you most excited about to do in your new role?
You know what? It's just the freedom that I'll have. and talking to Terry and Alex, and it's going to be, pretty much my job to define and the freedom that I'll have. And I think after 50 years, I still have something to offer, with everything I've experienced and all. But I just think, not being, 7 months a year, that you're just focused completely on one thing. You can kind of put your efforts and mind in other places.
Zach.
Hey, Snit, Zach Klein from Channel 2. Just can you clear up something, because maybe I just misunderstood it. When you signed that deal 3 years ago, did you know at that point that this would be the end? And was at the end of the season where you were just kind of getting torn?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was when we signed this, when I signed it, and I felt good about that because I said, I don't know that I'd ever stop, quite honestly. So I kind of, knew that. And then as you go in, and if you'd asked me in April, May, June, or July, I said, heck yeah, I'm done when this is over. But you know what, 2 weeks to go, and you're still, in the heat of the battle and everything, then, and like I said, I'd never been through this, so I didn't know what I was going to think, how I was going to react or whatever. But you know what, once I decompressed a little bit, I was like, you know what, it is time. When I look back and, on the 53rd floor in New York, and it's 90 degrees in my room and things like, it's like, it's just certain things. When I was, like I said, when I was true with myself, I wasn't going to look forward to doing this again.
And just a quick follow-up, because there's a lot of fans out there that are talking that I know you never want the attention to be on yourself, but they would have liked the last weekend to be giving you your well-deserved flowers. Was there any thought of making the decision before so you can feel the love from Braves fans?
I think I told one of the guys, I said, that's on me if I didn't allow that. So hopefully if I'm going into the Hall of Fame, everybody can come out and we can do it that night. We can just do it all one big one next summer.
Gabe.
Sned, when you reflect on these last 10 seasons, what makes you most proud? And on top of that, you're wearing the World Series ring. Could you just kind of reflect on, what that meant to your career and your life?
God. I think it's something we all dream about. And there's, in the game, very few of us that get to experience that last out of a World Series. And I can still remember like it was yesterday, looking across the diamond to see what Troy was doing, and he was looking across the diamond to see what I was doing. I remember when we were sitting in Houston. But it's just the whole, hopefully I'm leaving this better than what I got it. And I just think, and the culture comes from the players. Yeah, you have good, high-quality players. You're going to have good culture, and I think that's where we've taken this thing. I kind of feel like when I first got it, there was a lot of square pegs and round holes, and we worked our butts off over the, to try and rectify that, and we did. And by getting a young Ozzie Albies and guys like that up here, we created, these guys created a culture, and I'm proud I'm proud that when I talked to players from other teams and they looked across the diamond and they saw how our teams played every night, how our guys came to play with energy, how, their dedication to the game, they see that. Teams and guys wanted to be a part of that. And when we brought guys in, they wanted to be a part of this. And you could, when you get that, you can bring a guy in with maybe a little rough around the edges because they want to be a part of this, because they want to play with these guys and they want to be a part of what we got going on here. And I think the stadium, when you go in that clubhouse, the fan base, and I've said this for 10 years, Braves country is real. It's a real thing. And I had no idea the responsibility of this chair when I got here and what you're responsible for a fan base, to an organization. It's a huge undertaking that I had no idea, and I had to learn, kind of on the job training for that too. But I said when I first got this job, I said you could have changed the hinges on my door twice a week, because every time I turned around there was somebody coming in and closing it. Just in getting this thing to where it is today. And it's in a really good hands. It's in a good place, and because of these guys sitting here, it's going to continue to roll and be a really special place to be.
Bailey.
Bailey Burmaster, Atlanta News First. Congrats, Snit. This question is for you and Alex. You know, this game is so much about the beauty in it is the history of this game. And I'm curious, you know, this organization has been absolutely blessed with you being a part of it, but also Bobby, the careers you've had. What should fans appreciate the most to have pillars like yourself and Bobby who have impacted this organization in such a way?
What's the first part of that?
Just appreciation for what you mean to this organization along Bobby, because, you know, not everyone gets that opportunity to have back-to-back people like that who come in and make such an impact.
Thank you. And you know what? And I felt a responsibility to come in and carry on what Bobby left here. I mean, that's a big undertaking too. And I would tell the players too. We're not like everybody else. I tell them this every spring. We're not like everybody else. And out of respect of the Hall of Famers that put all those flags up there, we're going to do things the right way in the organizational way that we. And you know what? Nobody ever has had a problem with that. Nobody has. And you know, just a little thing like wearing your jersey, and, you know, you don't cover up your A with your glasses. And these guys, none of them ever had a problem with that, and they've held that up and made it easy for me because of the quality of young men that they are. But, you know, I felt a responsibility to carry on what Bobby and John Schuerholz and their, you know, had put in place here.
Grant McCauley, 92.9 The Game. First and foremost, congratulations, and thank you for all of the time over the years you've given me. I want to flash back a little bit further. The call that you got from Hank Aaron to offer you that job, you have now gotten that chance to be a part of so many generations of Braves baseball, such a connective piece of that. I was just wondering if you could speak a little bit to when you got that call, if you could have ever possibly imagined. I know you said you didn't expect to be managing one game, let alone 10 years, how much your life was going to change at that time.
Yeah, I didn't realize at the time that was, you know, I was in Double-A and pretty much got released, and still my arm still works. So, you know, Hank offered me that job, so I went out there and towed the rubber and threw batting practice for an hour every day and hit ground balls, and then he gave me an opportunity to manage the instructional league, and then gave me a full team in Anderson, South Carolina, 50 years ago, or 47 years ago, whatever it was. Now, I had no idea. You know what? I was single and just loving baseball and was do anything in the world that he wanted me to do. And I was blessed, too, that, you know what, I became friends with one of the greatest players of all time, and he became a close personal friend and very, you know, indebted into my family and what I was doing, and you know, just I said I was blessed to be raised by Hall of Famers and people that did it right, and you know, and then in turn was blessed to watch the development and rise of Hall of Famers. We didn't know when we drafted all those guys they were going to be Hall of Famers. You know, the only guy we knew was a Hall of Famer. What it looked like was Hank running around. And then all of a sudden we draft these guys and they become Hall of Famers, and you watch that development and who they were as young players and how they developed, and it's pretty, you know what, that's pretty special in itself. And to see those guys still walking the halls is really special too. So yeah, it goes all the way back to that. And I remember signing my first contract in a bathroom at DeKalb College after a workout. I thought, boy, this is really great. You know, he'd take pictures and send Mom, you know, on the urinal, whatever, signing my contract. So, and I tell people too, I said, heck, my first 2 years in pro baseball, I didn't have a locker until we got to Double-A. I mean, you had a hook in a wall, you know, in rookie league and A-ball. There wasn't no such thing as lockers. You showered on pallets, and, you know, they didn't even wash your uniforms in spring training, but like twice a week. So, yeah, I look back on those days when we had Ronnie and we'd go into a town and she'd go to the consignment store and buy bunk beds for the kids, and we'd sleep on a mattress at the base of it, you know, and you're balancing your checkbook to go to Kroger. And you know what? It was the greatest time ever, because, you know, you'd work with the kids and the players, and And Hank allowed you to do that, and you said, "Don't worry about it, because I'm going to give you a better product back when the year's over." And it was fun, and watching those guys develop and become husbands and fathers, and even now, we get the young big leaguers, and it's really cool that you go to their weddings and you watch them, become fathers and husbands, and I remember I'd always tell them when they have a child, it's like, you're going to enjoy baseball so much more. It's going to be so much more fun now because it's not going to be about you anymore. That little guys, you don't care if you're 0 for 5 or gave up 10 runs or what. You know what? They're going to come home and love their dad. And that's a big deal.
In the middle.
Demetrius Bell, SB Nation. First off, congratulations on an excellent run. And secondly, even though this wasn't the year you wanted, what was your favorite moment of this final season?
You know what? That towards the end, it's real easy when you're going like we were, and how these guys hung in there. And like I said, nothing changed with the work ethic, the energy, the preparation, how they played the game. It didn't go our way a lot of times, but you know what? We made a run there in the end, and I was very proud of this team because I've been on the other side when I've seen good teams check it in. When they're eliminated, our guys seem to push on the gas a little more, and I'm proud of that. And then it just speaks volumes of who these guys are, and how they just kept making plays and preparing for the game. And every day there was they're like American Legion team in that dugout before a game started. They're so excited to start another baseball game because they love playing and competing and all that. And that's a really great quality to have for a team. So, hopefully I'm celebrating in a few weeks a Rookie of the Year. That's very well deserved. And but just watch it's Michael Harris had a really tough year. He's up and down, but I told him, I remember walking off the field in Sacramento, I got so much respect for that kid because he's out there diving and climbing walls, and when a lot of guys that were going like he wouldn't be doing that. So that's a special person when they can do that, and that's just the epitome of what the team was.
Anyone else? Bo, go ahead.
Alex, we're not going to let you get off easy. We're going to ask you a question. There you go.
You have to break the streak.
When a new GM comes in, usually, maybe they'll go get their new guy. How fortunate do you feel to have formed the bond that you did with Snit over these past, what would that be, 8 seasons or whatever?
8, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I had no expectations. I didn't have any plans. I know that was the media spin at the time. New GM, you're going to get your own guy, and we didn't know each other at all, but I click with him. I'm a big character integrity guy, and this guy, he uses it at all levels, and that leads to trust. And I think that's one of the most important things you need in these type of relationships. And obviously, just the little things I saw that first year, holding players accountable, the way he handled himself. I'm fortunate that, obviously, I followed the Braves as a kid, even growing up in Canada. I had TBS at home, so I watched a ton of Braves games. But I learned so much more about the Braves, the history, the tradition, the legacy by having Snit. He was like my own almanac, really, when you think about it. And he talked about it a lot. And I take so much away, and I've learned so much from his career and just our conversations daily. I'm really grateful. Coming here was unbelievable for me. Like Snit talked about, the expectations, the tradition of this place and the winning, and you feel that pressure because of what's been established with Bobby and John and all those great players in the Hall of Famers. So to have someone like that, best run of success in my career, and the reason I'm wearing this ring is certainly because of him.
Go ahead.
Hey, Snicker. Victor Prieto with Fox 5 Sports. When you reflect on everything across your 49 years, I think you've managed with the Brave system over 4,000 games. Just looking back in the position now, what do you think you're going to miss the most?
The guys, the relationships. There's no doubt about it. The relationships in this game are, like I said, the job's not hard to leave. The relationships and all that are. And the players, the coaches, everybody in the building. That we have such a great group of leaders and people in this building that understand, that it's special to be a Brave. And I'm going to miss all that.
Snit here in the back. Georgia Chambers, Fox 5 Sports. Over the years, you've managed a lot of guys, developed players, but when you reflect on what they've taught you, what stands out?
Yeah, no, and you know what? You never stop learning from the players, and that's you have to learn from the players. I mean, because they're the ones that you lean on, and just the quality of the individuals that I've been blessed to be around. That's stands out the most. It's just, you know, how Paul Snyder, old scouting director, used to say, you know, makeup is a tool. I've heard a lot of people say makeup's not a tool. Makeup is a huge tool. And you go in our clubhouse right there, and it oozes with makeup, and why we've been so successful here. And why that thing I talked about earlier, just the energy, the passion, the work ethic, is because of makeup. And that's one of the things I think that why this organization has been so successful. Because if you know what, if you didn't have that makeup or whatever, then you weren't around here very long. I mean, because it takes that to win.
Zach.
Hey, Snit, when you finally came to peace with the decision and you told Ronnie that it's moving on to the next chapter, how'd she take it, and what was her reaction?
No, she was good. She's always yeah. No, that's pretty much like she said. It's you know what? It's my daughter. We're going through a rough spot during the summer, and she goes, "Dad, can you just come home?" You know, and it is. It's now we have. Like I said, I missed everything my kids did, and I don't want to miss them three grandsons that I have. I want to be around as much as I can with them, and that's it. I think it's just, you know, it's about our families. You know, I always tell, you know, we live close. We want to be. We're part of their lives. We like being around them, and you know, so that's the biggest thing.
In the middle.
Ken Segura, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, I'll add my congratulations. I'm curious, 49 years, and you mentioned a lot of hardship, difficult times. Were there ever times where you thought, you know what, I like this, but maybe there's another way to make a living that's going to be better for a family, or whatever? What was the kind of closest you ever came to?
No, I think one of my recycles, I you know, went on the back porch and and just wondered if this was for me. You know, there's been a couple, you know, early on, and then, like I say, one of my recycles from the big leagues, it was, you know, do I want to keep putting myself through this? But it never got to the point where I actually acted on it, obviously. So, but, you know, there's always, I think, things when you have a young family, you're not making much money. Can I go? I didn't have much faith in myself of doing anything else, honestly.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. If the media will stay seated for just a minute so we can get players and staff out, I'd appreciate it. Thank you all for coming.
All right. Good job. Are we good? All right, thanks. Yeah. Do we leave?
I think we might be doing scrums and stuff.
Are we doing? Okay.
How do you wrap up 49, almost 50 years with such an iconic organization? That is Brian Snitker stepping down in real time from the managerial position with the Atlanta Braves. You heard some of our Fox 5 Sports teammates, Victor Prieto and Georgia Chambers, asking him questions. He said that he will forever cherish his time with the Braves. And how could he not? I mean, he's spent so much of his life with that organization, really climbing up among the ranks.
It climbed up the ranks and got to the very top and still maintained that classic humility.
Yeah.
Whether there were highs, there were lows, the World Series, even up until this last moment, it's just this humility that he continues to exude time and time again, no matter what the team is facing. And I think that not only they'll miss that at the top, but they're glad to still have that expertise, that advice, that wisdom around for years to come.
Oh, they certainly are, because he's still going to be involved in an advisory role, as they're putting it. I do want to point out, you know, when teams win the Super Bowl, they say they're going to Disney World. Well, what I thought was kind of cool about that was that he's headed to Hawaii on an all-expense-paid trip. He and his wife should have a good time as they celebrate a nice long run with the Atlanta Braves. So congratulations to Brian Snitker.
Happy for him. And that's what he kept going back to, how much time he had missed with his family. And so it is a great gift to see him be able to start to get some of that time back, reclaim his time in that regard.
I love that for him. And you know what I love for us? This lack of humidity that's headed our way. I've been waiting for it.
It is a bright, sunshiny day with lower dew points than yesterday, and we're going to keep on rolling with the temperatures.
Let's do it.
And the roll will be a bit of a roller coaster, if you will, because we're going to go down at night, and then we're going to make some pretty decent gains during the day. So here's how Wednesday shakes out. Here's what's on the menu. Mostly clear skies. You remember yesterday we were waking up to thick, stubborn clouds. It took them a while to break up, but when they broke up, we managed to bring in some sunshine. Well, today we don't have to worry about that. Sunrise was at 7:32. The sun sets at 7:22, and we will enjoy sunshine all day long. What will be the most noticeable aspect of the weather today are the wind gusts. At times we could have wind gusts exceeding 15 miles an hour, should climb over 20 miles an hour, but the winds will be a fairly persistent part of the forecast. So while the humidity is being lowered, and I know you ladies love to hear that because your hair won't be in a frizz, I don't know if your hair will stay in style because the winds will speak and they will definitely have their way as we go through the day, and I think they're around for the remainder of the work week. We'll get to that in a second. But temperatures, they're where they should be for this time of the year. Congratulations, Covington. You've made it to 81 degrees, lagging behind there in Blairsville at 67 degrees with sunshine north to south, east to west. We'll ultimately reach a high today of 83 degrees. It's the first day of October. The average high for this time of the year is 80 degrees, so 3 degrees above average. Not shabby. There will be a course correction overnight, numbers dropping out to either side of 60 degrees. Those gusts are going to hang around, though, because we're caught between a hurricane and high pressure.
Of course we are.
And tomorrow is really the day in which the winds will be driven high. The more green you see, the higher the wind. So it will be quite gusty in the morning. Setting out your trash can overnight may not be the best idea, Alex. So all that said and done, hold on to your hat. Maybe there's some different do's that you like to do. Maybe an updo or something like that because you don't have the humidity, but you will have the gusty ones.
Okay, good to know. Thank you, Jonathan. We appreciate it. Hopefully you all will stick around because we have a lot to talk about, like the Hope Gala, for example. We also want to get into these Joro spiders. Hopefully you guys will stay with us because, again, lots of news to cover. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to Fox 5 on Fox Local. I'm Alex Whitler. Great to be here with you all. Hopefully you are watching, if not on the free Fox Local app, fox5atlanta.com, at least on our YouTube channel. That's what makes this a conversation. So if you see a story here that you like, that resonates with you, please feel free to leave us a comment. Here's one that I have a feeling you guys are going to be very excited about. We're talking about the Hope Gala. We've got Cindy here, a Georgia-grown peach, who is talking about this amazing initiative. Thank you so much for your time. It's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you.
Yes, a songstress who's got some hits and a new one. I want to give you an opportunity to talk about that before we get into this fundraising effort for ALS.
Yes, in 2001, I had a hit. What I really meant to say, I took a long break. I'm back now. I just released Life Ain't Always Beautiful, which is a song Gary Allan cut in 2005. I co-wrote it and was like, it's time for me to release it. So it is out now. And I'm so excited about this event on October 18th. It's Harmony of Hope Gala for Hop on a Cure. Hop is in the Zac Brown Band, and I get to play with Eric Pasley and Christian Bush from Sugarland. We're going to be doing a fun night. There's a live auction, a dinner, and then karaoke afterwards with some of us. So it should be a fun night.
What is your go-to karaoke song? You can be honest with us.
I have a few. I love Pontoon by Little Big Town. And sometimes I sing Strawberry Wine. Why not? So yeah, I never know though what I'm going to pick.
Yeah. So what are you most looking forward to as it relates to this event? Is it the Zac Brown Band? Is it seeing all the new faces? Give us some of your excitement.
Well, I'm excited because Hop on a Cure is a foundation that strictly raises money for ALS, and that is something that's really dear to my heart. I've known people in my life with ALS, and so when I got the call to play this, I was like, absolutely. We're doing something kind of fun. It's called Song in a Hat. Eric Pasley, big hit songwriter and artist himself, kind of came up with this creative idea where you come, you put a title of a song in a hat, and we write the song. After we play several of our songs, we write a song on stage based off that title that we pick. So this is going to be a fun event. Tickets are on sale. You guys need to come. It's going to be a really good night.
Oh, we'll certainly be there. If we've got this as a preview to the event, you can count on us continuing to cover it. That's what we like to do here at Fox 5, and especially with this Fox Local ability, we're able to complete the entire coverage process all the way through. So, hey, tell you what, can you tell me a little bit more about what people can expect? Are we going full-blown head to toe, bring your most poppin' outfit? Is this outdoors? Give us those kinds of details.
It's at Trillis Studios, so it's indoors. There's a live auction, a dinner, and then again, like I said, a post-event karaoke time with all of us. So I think it'll be a really good night. There's a Kendra Scott pop-up jewelry.
Gorgeous.
You know, studio little pop-up, and a tattoo station, which I don't know much about. But you can purchase your tickets at hoponacure.org. I know you can buy tables, you can buy seats, and I promise you, when we played this event, just the Song in a Hat style event on stage at Songwriters and Artists, it sells out every time. It's just such a fun night. And again, it's for ALS. It's Hop from Zac Brown Band. It's his organization. And we just want to support that. So it means the world to us. And so please come out, buy your tickets.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you guys. It sounds like it's going to be a sweet time. And you being from Georgia, I imagine that means that much more to you. But I am curious on a personal note. You said you're back out there in this music world. Can we anticipate anything else from you anytime soon?
Yes, actually, last year I started releasing new music. I've been gone for a long time and just decided the time was right. So I have a lot of new music out there. You can listen to it on your favorite digital space. Wherever you listen to music, you can download it, stream it. I have a music video coming out for this song in a week or so. And this is, again, Life Ain't Always Beautiful, which is Gary Allan's. It was a big hit for him, and I'm just so grateful for him to sing it because I co-wrote it. But again, like I said, it's my turn. It's out now. We have a music video for it. And so we're just, you know, looking forward to the holidays. I have a Christmas song coming out. So I'm putting out new music all the time.
Busy, busy, busy. I love all of that. Thank you so much for your time. I just want to give you your kudos. Your background is absolutely gorgeous. You know, as we embark in this streaming initiative, it's always fun to be welcomed into people's homes or their offices. And I feel like we get to learn a little bit about people with what's behind them. So yours looks great.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Well, you're not seeing the rest of the room, which is my studio space where I make jewelry. So it's crazy. Yes.
You
I
are
do
a
lots
woman of
things.
many talents. My gosh.
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Cindy, for your time. I really appreciate you breaking that down for us. We're
Thank
going to be
you.
right back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Fox 5 on Fox Local. We are transitioning into fall around here, and one of the fall staples is Dia de los Muertos, a day in which it's a beautiful commemoration of culture that allows people to reflect on their loved ones' lives and legacies. That said, Paul Milliken went to a restaurant that's celebrating that a bit early. Listen in.
Well, good morning again. We have had the best morning in Buckhead at CT Reforma Taqueria in Buckhead. And of course, if you were watching Good Day Atlanta this morning, you know why we're here. It is Dia de los Muertos season, and the restaurant group as a whole is celebrating with incredible decor, some wonderful cocktails, and of course, there's always good food here. And speaking of food, it's going to be very hard to focus over the next few minutes. With all of this in front of me, look at this beautiful spread, and it's nice to be on the outdoor patio too. This is the Buckhead location again, and it's right here along Lenox Road. It's a beautiful spot, not that far from Lenox Mall, and just a really nice place to sit outside, enjoy a cocktail, and eat. And the food is thanks to the executive chef, Alfonso Gonzalez. It is great to see you. Buenos dias. Good morning.
Buenos dias. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for having us here. Now, first of all, if somebody has never been to this restaurant before and they come up to you and they say, Chef, what should I order? What should I get here? What are you famous for? How would you answer that question?
Well, tacos is our main thing.
Yeah.
So order as many tacos as you like, and then you should be good to go.
You don't have to tell me that twice. Tell me about the tacos you have right here.
Okay, homemade tortillas. We do our own marinades for all of our meats.
Okay.
Carnitas from my hometown in Michoacan, Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the asada, we have barbacoa, we have grilled chicken, We have about 8 different fillings in here, so a lot to choose from.
Yeah, and I have a feeling you cannot go wrong with any of them. And the presentation that you do with all of your food here is so beautiful. So we'll get the tacos, we'll fill up on those, and then it's dessert time. This dessert platter is amazing. Tell me what you have on there.
You can order this for large groups.
Yeah. Or just me, right?
Or just you and me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have our mocha chocolate cake. We have a key lime pie. We have mango cheesecake. We have our signature dessert, which is the tres leches.
Yeah.
Snickers cheesecake. Chocolate brownie and traditional.
They look amazing. They look incredible. And in the restaurant group's new Dunwoody location, there's this case that you look in, and it's got all those desserts. You will be very hungry when you walk in. Now, this is special for Dia de los Muertos, right?
Yeah, this is our dessert for the month of October, which is the month that we celebrate in Dia de los Muertos. So it is a traditional Dia de los Muertos bread.
Okay.
And we kind of put them a little twist with, combine it with our tres leches, which is our signature dessert.
Right.
So that's what we're doing for the...
And so the pan de muerto, the bread, you sort of like soak in what you would soak the tres leches.
The tres leches,
right?
yeah, which is 3 different kinds of milks.
Now, what you have done with this plate is so beautiful and artistic. I didn't believe you did it, and you said, I'll prove it, I'll make one again. So prove it to me.
I got everything ready here. So
you have it set up?
I will do it.
All right, let's see it. I want to see how you put it together right now.
This is all different sauces here that are that we use to decorate our own dessert.
Okay.
I'm gonna just make straight lines this time.
Okay.
Okay. See, that's a little curve. And that's round.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just make a straight
one.
lines.
Okay. Do you enjoy this part of your job, doing the presentation?
I do.
Yeah. I can tell this is so pretty. Okay, so we're getting all the colors down.
All the colors. It's very easy. All you got to do is straight lines.
Well, I think it's easy if you're talented like you are. My lines wouldn't be very straight, I can already tell you.
Well,
you'll have to teach me how to do it.
Okay.
Okay,
So
looking good. Okay.
This is what you're doing. Then you grab a toothpick like this.
Yeah.
And then you just make like this.
Oh, it's that simple. That's how you do that.
Like this.
Oh, this looks amazing. That is so beautiful. All right, so now you've got that flourish on there. What comes next?
Okay, the pan de los
the star of the show, pan de los muertos.
Right here. Okay. And then I'm just gonna decorate it with this this whipped cream.
Okay.
So I can I make this little
oh, that's great. Okay.
So
is that just chocolate or is it
chocolate?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. And I have some mezcal bottles in here.
Oh, this is your secret.
Yeah, some little mezcal. So be careful with this, okay?
Oh, well, you can put as many in there for me as you want to,
So
Chef.
just like this. And then I got some other sauce in here, which is dulce de leche.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, you can give a lot of that. I love that. Yeah.
And there you have it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Well, the government is officially shut down. What that means for the people of Georgia. And former President Jimmy Carter honored on what would have been his 101st birthday. Coming up, we've got a look at his new commemorative stamp.
It is a bright and breezy start to October, but temperatures are about to go down. We'll take a look at that next to my Fox 5's From Team Forecast.
Fox 5 News at Noon starts right now.
First this afternoon, a big change for Atlanta baseball. Braves manager Brian Snitker will not return as manager next season. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm Paul Milliken. The 69-year-old will remain with the club in a senior advisory role. Now, Snitker was hired as manager early in the 2016 season, and what a run it's been. During his tenure, he led the Braves to the playoffs 7 times, won 6 straight NL East titles, and won the World Series in 2021. Now, Snitker was just live right here on Fox Local speaking about his time as manager.
It's about the players, and we've been fortunate here to have probably the greatest group of players, coaches, The whole building is, and I said this after we won the World, it literally takes a whole building to do something special.
Well, the organization says Snitker will be inducted into the Braves Hall of Fame prior to a game next season. In other news, the former mayor of Buchanan was sentenced today after being found guilty of vehicular manslaughter. The hearing just wrapped up a few hours ago. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart was there, and he is live for us now. So, Kevin, tell us what happened.
Yeah, this is all going down within the past hour, Paul. Scott has been sentenced to 20 years, 10 years to serve after killing 17-year-old Kylie Lindsay and 16-year-old Isabella Chinchilla, severely injuring Dylan Wall and Ben Franken. A jury found Scott guilty back in August of multiple charges, including second-degree homicide by vehicle and serious injury by vehicle. The former trooper and Buchanan mayor crashed into the teens, speeding with no lights or sirens on a dark, wet night just outside of Bremen 10 years ago. This sentencing coming 10 years to the day of Lindsay's funeral. This is Isabella Chinchilla's mom during victim statements. Take a listen.
Innocent. You took it away. Not one time. Have you ever apologized? Not that that would matter now.
He's just been living through hell the last 10 years. As everybody has, and I just want to put that out there that this is, like they said many times, it's a lose for everyone involved. And
now that was Scott's brother. The family has filed a motion for a new trial. Going live from Carrollton, Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, boy, hard to watch and hard to hear there. So much emotion. Kevin, thank you. Well, much of the federal government is now shut down. This after no agreement was reached yesterday on Capitol Hill. So this is the first shutdown we've seen in nearly 7 years. While government benefit checks will continue to go out during the shutdown and mail will still be delivered, hundreds of thousands of federal workers will be furloughed. And the president has said those furloughs could turn into firings, as he apparently sees an opportunity now on cutting the size of government.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
Well, more Senate votes are expected throughout the day, but there is no indication those numbers will change. And the shutdown will have a major impact, or at least some major impacts right here at home. Let's find out one of them. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes live at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport with more. Deidre, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Paul. Well, this morning we spoke